Evening, everybody. Pup here with my Thursday evening review. Just going to go through the charts really quick. As a reminder, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm merely doing this for educational purposes. Now that we got those formalities out of the way, let's run down the charts. So from yesterday, I removed some charts. Banks not looking as great for the most part. Jets, the airline stocks, not looking as great as they did as well. So I removed most of those. I think I kept JP Morgan on. JP Morgan looks pretty good. Actually, Goldman Sachs looks pretty decent as well. But let's go through these charts. So first up is apps. So apps triggered our breakout entry at 76.35. Had a nice close actually at 7777. Play those lotto numbers, folks. 7777. That looks pretty good. So continue to watch apps. Might get a continuation tomorrow. Next up, I'm not sure why that's not in alphabetical order. Let's go to Affirm. Affirm, wow, great move. Beautiful breakout over here on our inverse head and shoulders. We had a 1-2 setup. Gaps tend to show up in wave 3. That's exactly what we see here. We got a wave 4 pullback, and now wave 5 coming into 146.85. I think the trade may terminate here and possibly consolidate like I was showing here. So just keep an eye on Affirm into the 146 level. Next up is AMD. AMD with a falling wedge breakout. We didn't close over 106.85. We were there towards the end, but we sold off. So I really want to see this over 107. I think over 107, AMD can start testing these 108 to 109 highs. Then over 110, we should start to move back up to 115 and then possibly back up to 120. We went over apps, so we'll skip that. CAR finally showing a little bit of weakness with an outside day, a bearish outside day here. So right at my wave 3 high, we're seeing some weakness, so not too surprised about that. Watch for a wave 4 pullback before making its wave 5 move up potentially to the 157 level. Next up is Fix. Fix hitting a next target here of 78.20 and closed right underneath it. So a lot of the times when I have these target levels here, you'll see that sometimes you'll get a wick breakout through. I generally like to take profits at these targets with these types of market conditions. And also we're coming up to the top of the trend channel here. So watch over 78.20. If we get a break and close over 78.20, then we should start moving up to 80.66. Next up is JP Morgan. JP Morgan was one of the bank stocks that actually is looking pretty good. We did get a close over our entry. Next target is 172.27. Sorry, 172.27. And I'm looking for a move up to the top of the range there. Next up is MGM. Didn't quite get a breakout entry here, but we're close. So I would keep an eye on MGM tomorrow into next week. Next up is Netflix. Netflix did close under our 1382 extension here, so just keep a close eye on this level. Back through 635.94, we can see 662.30. Next up is Nvidia. Nvidia had a nice gap up, so we actually gapped over my entry. Didn't get a chance to take a trade on this. Spinning top right into our 213.86 target level, so keeping a closer eye on Nvidia. Nvidia and AMD both had pretty good breakouts today, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on semis tomorrow into next week. Next up is PAYX. Brought this to you yesterday from the spaces that we had on Wednesday. So PAYX looking pretty good with a breakout over 118.30. Next target for PAYX is going to be 121.77. Next up is Palantir. Not really much to see here. We had an inside day at the low range. We failed at the 618 retracement level at 2393. So really not interested in Palantir until we're back over the 2550 level. Next up is Roku. Roku with another strong continuation today, right into the 330 level. 330 is going to be a contentious level. Once we break 330, though, we should start moving pretty quickly up to the 350 level. And then through 350, we should come up to around 370, testing this year-to-date anchored VWAP. Next up is SE. SE had a really strong move earlier in the day. Didn't have this charted out, but I can chart it out pretty quickly. And yeah, we stopped right at the top of the range here. Looks like a nice bullish flag here. But we did have a wicked close, inverted hammer here right into that trendline resistance. So keep a close eye on what SE does tomorrow into Monday. Could be telling as to what may be on the way for SE. Finally getting a pullback here on SI. So we had a breakout early in the morning, and then we just faded away and closed at the bottom of the range. So, you know, the momentum, as I explained yesterday, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row up with a huge move from 120 to 165 yesterday. So, you know, this is why you don't chase. But if you did catch that early entry over 125, you have to be moving stops up along the way. So hopefully you caught that and grabbed some profit on it. Next up is Snow. Snow looking really strong, right back over our center channel, coming into that 327.72 level I've been mentioning. Watch for a test and break of this. I think if we break out, we'll probably break out and fail the first attempt. Yeah, I mean, we've had these wicks up into the level here. We had a wick up here, got rejected. Watch for another wick rejection, possibly to retest the center channel, and then a potential breakout after that. Next up is Unity Software. We had a wicked sell-off last week, but we've been marching back up to this 136.70 level. So I would just watch for a move, possibly to 142, possibly tomorrow, maybe Monday. And last but not least is Uber. Uber finally got our breakout. Nice flag move into the 47.50 level. We did close closer to 48. And as a reminder, I did mention this Wednesday and I believe Tuesday as well. You could take this entry here, but you have to be careful into $50 because number one, psychological resistance. Number two, you have the year-to-date anchored VWAP right there. So, you know, that's what I'm looking at for tomorrow into Monday. I'll have some more specific possible lottos tomorrow morning, depending on where we are first thing in the morning. If we have a big gap up or a big gap down, it's harder to trade those because it's just, the markets tend to act funny when you have those bigger gaps. So that's what I've got for now. It's a quick 7-minute review of what I'm looking at. Good luck in the markets tomorrow, and I will be back with you another time. Take care. Have a great evening.